Hello everyone, this is Natsu from Natsukashii Live, and today I will be playing A Taste of the Past. This one is a short point-and-click adventure that revolves around a story of reminiscing the past through food, and just given how much food plays a role into, pretty sure, a lot of people's childhoods, it definitely was in mine. I definitely wanted to check this one out because it does have a very good background for like synopsis for the story, so I'm really excited to see what kind of plays out in the story. And there's a lot of good themes. There's been a lot of good reviews about it as well on Steam, so I am really interested in seeing how it's like, especially coming from a more Asian household. So again, this probably will hit a little bit more closer to home. But yeah, I'm super excited to start playing this game. My apologies if the audio levels are kind of weird. I'm still kind of trying to test this out. Since I'm not able to do it as a stream and instead doing it as a recording. I played around with the recording settings for a bit, but hopefully it's a little better now. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We recommend finishing this game in one sitting. A playthrough will last around 30 minutes. So yes, this is more of a shorter game, so we can definitely do it all in one sitting. But yes, so this one is more of a story-based game, so there will be some voice acting in this. So hopefully my throat is up to par. E. Oh, she looks like me, too. Long dark hair. But I'm not that tall. An ingredients list. So it's kinda hard to see. This is soy sauce, sesame oil, something mushrooms, probably scallions, carrots, noodles, sugar. It looks like oyster sauce, and then some steps. It's a little hard to see though. Even the ingredient list is indistinguishable. The pages are weathered and torn, proof of generations of recipes passed down. Mom used to prop the recipe book on the kitchen counter as she made me scallion pancakes before class, hot pot for special occasions, long noodles for my birthday. My first birthday without her. I begged for the recipe growing up, but she always reassured me that it was Mom's secret. We used to make dumplings together every Sunday afternoon, dipping our fingertips into water to connect the peel. The fresh smell of chives as the gyoza hit the hot oil. I can't remember the last time we cooked together. She eventually only put thought into her cooking for work potlucks. Cooking for people who've never heard of chili black bean sauce. Oh, that's actually pretty good. It tastes so good. There's foods that I may not be able to pronounce correctly, so I apologize in advance, but I will try my best. Dad never understood our love for youtiao. How we'd meticulously dip the dough into konji. I knew her less and less, hearing about her day through eavesdropping on phone calls. Of course, you're not there when I need you the most. Ooh, it's getting like pinker in the screen. Sorry. Oh, we're sleeping. E. I can't believe I fell asleep. I bet I missed my stop. Where is everyone? It's a seamless transition right there. I also really like it how it very like smoothly transitions from kind of like the blue sky to now. And also like the more like pink or orangey hue to kind of signify like the light, the orange light going through the windows. And the movement is very good here too as well. I guess we go this way. Okay. Ooh. There's a change in the music here. Okay. E. Grandma? Uh-oh. There's more voice acting. Hopefully my throat's good.
Last time I saw you, you were just a couple of feet tall. I thought it'd be years before we met again.
What's going on? I thought you were dead.
Oop. Oh, May, I'm so sorry. Your mom left you too soon.
You know about that? What is this place?
I found her here, May. Even though it's been so long since your great-grandma died, I still remember it clearly. I saw her everywhere. I kept reliving all of these memories I had once forgotten. I understand how you must feel.
Wait, Mom's here? Where can I find her? There's so much I need to tell her.
You'll see her when you're ready.
Can ask about the mom. Why can't I see her now? Where is she?
Your mom misses you. Have you been eating? You look thinner than I remember you.
Why does any of that matter? She's gone and I'm talking to my dead grandma.
I have something I must tell you before you go.
Are you going to tell me what's going on?
Do you remember the first time you swam?
When I was 6?
I used to take you to the swimming pool every Friday after elementary school.
Oops, sorry, hold on. Have to adjust a bit.
You complained every time that your mom wasn't there. But she was cooking dinner for us. When you made it to the deep end for the first time, your mom made mapo tofu, your favorite at the time. She loves you.
You haven't been here for the past few years. She wasn't there then, and she's not here now.
She has been there all of your life, even if you don't see it now.
You know it's my birthday, right? Where is she for that?
I know you must feel hurt, but she sacrificed so much to make sure you were cared for. Moving to America, giving up her dreams. If you want to take one thing from her, it's to love even when no one's watching.
But how am I supposed to know if she loves me if I don't see it?
It's everywhere around you. Her waking up early to take you to school, working extra shifts to pay for your art classes.
She never passed down any of her recipes, though.
She didn't want you to worry about cooking so you could focus on school. Take this list and go to the fridge.
There's a fridge on the train?
I promised your mom I'd give this to you.
Oh. Wait, do I have it now? I guess we'll... I can't talk to you anymore, Grandma?
Aw, man. Okay, bye, Grandma. Let's go. It's been a while, Mary. I'm happy to see you again. Your grandmother hasn't been doing well since your mother joined us. It wasn't her time yet.
Can you tell me what's going on?
I'm sorry, but not yet.
I never thought I'd get to talk to you again.
You know, they say you'll have all the time to sleep when you're dead, but your grandma still wakes me up in the morning to share the latest family gossip.
Sounds... I was about to say sounds about right. Sounds like her. So you live here? And Grandma lives here too?
I guess you could say that. How are you holding up?
I can't stop thinking about Mom. I can barely get up in the morning.
Remembering her is a part of accepting that she's gone. You'll remember her when you hear her favorite song on the radio or when you set the table for dinner. But it'll also hit you when you see something beautiful and wish you could tell her. The truth is, you'll never stop grieving her, but you will learn to celebrate her life by cherishing these memories.
I still can't bring myself to delete her voicemails. I try to remake her food, but the online recipes I've found are never as good as hers.
Soon, you'll learn how to carry her with you properly. But for now, I want to know more about you. I haven't seen you since you finished middle school. How have you been?
We can talk about Dad, so we can maybe know more about Dad. Uh-oh. Let's just say Dad only knows how to make microwavable meals.
Oh dear, I'll have to keep that one to myself. Your mom would come back to life just to divorce your dad if she heard that. Oof.
He asks me about school, but it feels like we're trying to fill up the space Mom once took up.
He's scared he'll never be what your mom was. We're all afraid we won't be enough, that our loved ones won't accept us, that we won't be appreciated. That doesn't change when you become an adult. How was school?
Oh, here we go. The art class. It's been awkward. Everyone in class already walks on eggshells around me. I got sent home from class last week for crying. Everyone asked me if I was okay, and I was like, no, I'm just a kid, and now my mom's dead. Then they started crying. So then I started comforting them, even though I'm the one with the dead mom. They were like, I can't imagine what I'd do if my mom died, but I don't have to imagine. I'm going to be reminded for the rest of my life that my mom's dead. Every holiday when I get married, when people ask what my parents do, Thanksgiving is coming up, and I don't want to see everyone spending time with their parents. Even though Mom and I don't even do anything for Thanksgiving. It's the fact that I'll know what I can never be. Or what can never be. And now I'm bitter about people who did nothing wrong to me besides be happy.
Your feelings may not be necessarily right, but they're human. Your mom's passing is going to be painful and awkward and selfish, but that's okay. I promise you you're holding up as any person would, and one day, your classmates are going to understand where you're coming from. Take care of yourself, May. We're all thinking of you.
Thank you, Grandpa. Yeah, I know what that's... I can kind of... How do you call it? Relate as well. And it's hard because, you know, people process things differently. For me, when, like, you know, someone important in my family had passed away, you know, a lot of people were shocked that, like, you know, the first thing that happened for me was that I immediately just kind of jumped back into my work and my schooling to try to finish, because I was close to finishing my schooling, and it was like kind of out of nowhere when, you know, it happened. And so a lot of people were shocked that my first immediate thing was that, like, you know, after like maybe a day or two, that I went back to school to kind of continue like my school, going back to work to do work. And it really shocked a lot of people, because they thought that, you know, I needed more time, and that feeling of like people walking on eggshells around you and, you know, trying, you know, to be very careful. And again, like, it's very like appreciated and stuff, but like, you know, I was really grateful to have the support system that I had with, like, you know, my friends, my classmates, because, you know, it was a time that I really needed, you know, support, and I just didn't know how to process, because it was like the first time like someone very, very, very close to me had, you know, passed. Luckily I was like at an older age where it's like, okay, well, I've experienced a whole different kind of myriad of like emotions and different experiences in life, but it really hit hard, and it hit kind of differently than I was anticipating, at least in terms of like if I were ever in that scenario that it would happen, you know. I think for me, like, I also went to therapy around the same time to kind of, you know, make sense of, you know, the feeling, the way that I'm feeling, and talking to my therapist, like, is this normal, right? Like, is it normal for me to not be just like utterly just super down, super just unable to do anything, crying so much? And for her, she said that, you know, like something that like I hold with me is that, you know, grieving, especially when it comes to close loved ones, it's like, it's different for everybody. It can come in waves. Like, it can maybe not hit you for like a couple days or even a day, but then it can hit you the very next time. It may be even in the same day where you feel like you're okay, but then all of a sudden, like, you don't feel okay. And, you know, it's okay because people do process things very differently. And so, yeah, like, it's like especially hard when you lose, like, you know, someone that's very close to you, someone that's been a huge, like, integral part of your life growing up. So yeah. Oh, this got really deep. I thought we were just gonna be making some food, but it got really deep real quick. All right, let's go to the fridge. Recipe. Noodles, mushrooms, scallions. I knew it was scallions and sesame oil. So, noodles. Oh, okay. Oh, there's like a lot of Chinese writing on here. Okay, what do I need? Mushrooms, scallions, and then sesame oil. Alrighty, we got it. We got everything we need. Owie, ow, 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 ow. My feet fell asleep. Oh, more people. E. Hi, have I met you before? You look familiar. May, is that you? Who are you? I haven't seen you since you were a baby. I'm your great-grandmother. I think Mom showed me a picture of you once. Hopefully it was a flattering picture. How are you? I don't know. Have you had the funeral yet? It was last week. I took my sister to the mall to shop for a black dress, and it was weird, like, what am I supposed to say when the sales associate asks me, looking for anything in particular today? And it's not just that. Who's going to take me to 99 Ranch? Oh my god, oh god. Okay, I know 99 Ranch. Ow, 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 my foot. My foot. My foot. It feels like a bunch of needles are like sticking into it. Ow. But yeah, no, I know 99 Ranch. That's where the good stuff is. That's where I get all my snacks. Who's going to watch scary movies with me? Part of me doesn't want to be happy because that will mean I have accepted her death. But that's what your mom would want you to do. Be happy. I reconnected with your mother here recently. All she talked about was you. Do you want to hear what she said? I mean, I would say yes, you know, like, with that family member, like, I wish I could have, you know, heard more from them, but, again, it was all sudden, so I wish I could hear what they would have to say. And yes, it would hurt, but, I mean, I'd rather hear it, you know? If I was ever given that opportunity to hear what they had to say, yeah, I would take that. She said that she could not be more proud of you. She told me about how your robotics club made it to finals. How boldly you paint, your love for 80s music. She remembers all of these things about your life. That's how you know she loves you. I didn't know she felt that way. You think that if everyone goes through loss, that we'd learn a better way to cope. We have the stages of grief to guide us. Exactly, that's exactly what my therapist said. It comes in stages, and you know what? People experience them at different parts of the process, and that's okay. It's natural. But grief doesn't know it's supposed to be linear. Exactly, there you go. That's exactly what I was saying. I feel like I'm going through all the 4 stages at once. You can take all the time you need. I wish we had more time so I could get to know you better, but I should let you go. Okay, great grandma. It was nice seeing you. And who are you? Hi, you must be my great grandpa?
You must be May.
I need to ask, how's being a teenager in your time? Oh yeah, because it's a different time period from the great grandparents. Kinda terrible.
Sounds like things haven't changed then. I'm sorry about your mother, but let's get your mind off it, okay? We can talk about something else. Anything you want to know about me?
I don't want to ask that. I want to ask about, how did you meet great grandma?
We were in the same high school, and we'd pass notes to each other.
Oh, that's so cute.
We drew doodles, poking fun at our teacher. When I moved away for the war, oh shoot, we kept in touch through writing letters. I was always excited to see what sketches she had for me that week. She'd draw what my family was up to, and I'd draw the latest pranks the soldiers pulled on each other.
Aw, so your great-grandmother was an artsy type too.
Eventually, I came back from serving, and I wrote her one last letter asking her to be my girlfriend.
Oh, That's sweet. I haven't even had a boyfriend yet.
I wouldn't worry about that. You inherited her looks.
Hey yo, let's go.
My turn to ask about you. What makes you happy?
Going on walks in the neighborhood with Mom. Falling asleep to the sound of rain. Listening to throwback songs in the car.
That's good. The small things are always worth holding on to. I have to be honest with you. I had a complicated relationship with your great-great-grandparent.
It just continues going down the family tree.
You'll meet them in the next train car.
Oh, so it's kind of like branching out. So the further down the train you go, the further up the lineage you seem to go.
They're interesting people. It wasn't until they passed that I understood them. After my dad died, I had to pick up his stuff from my childhood house, and it was only then that I realized how similar we were. Navigating the familiar roads in my neighborhood, working to provide for my family, wondering what my purpose was. You're lucky you had this bond when your mom was living.
Losing her isn't lucky. She was barely there when she was alive.
You'll learn more about your mom as you grow older, and you'll understand what I mean. The train is quite dirty. Before you go, why don't you wash your hands before you travel further?
Yeah. I feel like, especially like, you know, as we grow older. Oh. We can wash our hands here. Click and hold to wash your hands. Is that like, I feel like, you know, especially in the cases for like Asian families, it's like, you know, because the generations are very different. Because the generations can be very different, the way in which they express and show their love is different. You know, like, I would never hear, like, oh, I love you from, like, my mom or my dad. It's usually through the things that they do for me. So, like, when I would study, my dad would, like, you know, peel fruit for me and then just leave it on the table for me as I was doing my homework. And, you know, that was that. Or it could even be just, like, you know, telling me, you know, just kind of telling me about their day and their stories when, you know, there isn't much to do, just so then they can kind of bond in that way. But, you know, just always hearing from them, like, felt pretty comforting as well. Hey, kid, I heard you need a ticket to ride the train. What? I'm just messing with you, just like something us great uncles do. I'm still confused how this train works. Am I going deeper and deeper in time? That's what I was thinking. It's like the further down you go, the further up the tree lineage you go. Oh, it's a generation. Okay.
Each cart houses of generation, and you, my dear, have reached the best part of the train. I wouldn't take your great-grandparents too seriously, though, especially your great-grandfather. He's been telling me the same story from the war for decades now.
What's my purpose here? What are these ingredients for?
Shouldn't it be obvious from how everyone's talking to you?
About Mom?
She left something for all of us to give you.
Why me, though? Why not Dad?
Because you're her daughter. From the day you were born, you became her world. Also because having kids means finally someone will laugh at your jokes. That doesn't last long, though.
Were you a parent, Uncle?
I am. You never stop being a parent, even when you're dead. When my wife was pregnant, I was terrified. I felt like I should have prepared more, had more patience, earned more money, knew more. But then my son was in my arms and I knew everything was going to be okay. That's what being a parent is. Being okay as long as your kid is.
Is that how my mom felt?
I'm sure of it. You read every book and consult every doctor and you still won't feel at ease until your child is safe.
I wish Mom could see me now and tell me everything's going to be okay. There's still so much left for me to do and she can't guide me through any of it.
What's left? Tell me, what do you have to do?
I haven't even finished high school. I have to fall in love, get my heart broken, go through an emo phase, find myself, work at the bookstore down the street like I always dreamed of. I have to paint something greater than I've ever done before.
One day you will do all of those things, and we'll be here, cheering you on. People told me I wouldn't be famous, but look, I'm in a video game.
That's cute. Huh?
Don't worry about it. Your mom told me to give you these noodles.
I love it.
You can boil them on the stove before you go.
Alrighty. Thank you, Uncle. Select the right temperature. I'm supposed to like, oh, 80 degrees. Oh, okay. 110. I didn't know you had to like adjust like the temperature a lot for it, the noodles, to get it right. I just kind of rely on just like putting hot water on it, covering it, and then just waiting a couple minutes before it actually like cooks through with the steam. I'm not used to doing it on the pot because on the pot it's like it's an extra dish that you need, and I'm just like just put some hot water and it'll be fine. E. Oh. Hi, May. Yes, the name. It's an honor to meet you. Your grandmother told me that you're an artist. I'd like to hear about what art you do. I paint watercolor portraits. What have you done recently? I did a painting of Mom and me. She's the sun and I'm the moon. You can't have one without the other. I made it for Mother's Day, but Mom never got to see it. You must really care for your mom then. I just wanted her to notice me. I'm starting to think she always did. I don't know if anyone's told you, but I used to paint as well. I did traditional brush paintings of mountains and trees. Painting's the only time I feel like my old self. No one tells me how I'm supposed to feel. Have you ever written poetry on your paintings? That's what I used to do in my time. I'd sometimes write my own or use, work. I only ever write in my journal. I'm not poetic or anything. How about you try now? I mean, it could be either or. I think painting would be nice, but I also feel like this one would be nice as well. A creative outlet would be always good as well. Here goes nothing. Oops. Grief is a book where the words have forgotten their meaning or are out of order. Grief. Words have forgotten their meaning. Could be either or. Maybe out of order? No, maybe grief is a book. But grief can be out of order. And sometimes we get so lost in our grief that we forget the meaning of these words. But I guess out of order. The pages can no longer make us forget. Grief is a book that burns. Every time someone tells me to move on, or pretends they understand, or tells me they're sorry. Oh boy. I don't know. I'm trying to think on it. I feel like at least a lot of people that when during my processing, they didn't pretend to understand. They were like, I can't imagine. I feel like I've heard this more though, that they're sorry. A book with its spine torn out, that throws itself into the fire without anyone caring. Grief is a book that cannot take you to another world. Grief is love lasting through death. Grief is love that has lost its path. Well, it lasts through. Does that mean like lasting through, like continuously on after? Yes, I think it's this one. I don't think love has ever like loses its path when it comes to grieving. Maybe in the sense that it can be channeled differently depending how one processes it. But I think definitely it is love that lasts through death, because the love and longing for, those that have passed can cause that, and is caused by grief. And it just shows of just how much more of an emotional connection that you still hold on to. Where the daughter Cannot listen to certain songs anymore. Must face that her mother is gone. I mean, I've had both of these where I can't listen to certain songs without it hitting kind of in a different way. But it's not that I can't listen to them anymore. It's more that it's different. Where the ending is already written. Are you sure this is your first time doing poetry? One more thing. Your mother wants you to chop up and fry these vegetables. Don't forget before you move on. Oh, we got a little knife in the oh, it's a dog! Okay, we gotta do this. It's like a little, what do you call it? It's like, oh, there's like a little knife in the train. Pick up the knife and chop the veggies and put the knife back where you found it. Okay. Chop. 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 Okay. Oh, okay. Mushrooms. I love mushrooms. And I love carrots. Oh, was I supposed to do one more? Yeah. Easy. Master Chef. It's a doggo. Doggo. Ruff, ruff. Aw, that's it. Hello. Okay.
Everyone's been talking about you.
Yes. I'm May. Nice to meet you.
I heard about your mom. It's going to be hard, but you need to take care of your sister. Your dad is busy with his job. She lost her mom, too. She needs her older sister to be there for her.
I know, but I'm barely holding on myself.
Look, loss doesn't come easy. My mom died when I was 5. But your grandma made sure you could have better life in America. And you shouldn't throw that away because your mom is gone. You need to take responsibility of your sister.
I'm trying.
It doesn't have to be much. Just make sure she's had dinner and finished her homework. Do you understand?
I guess.
You're lucky that you have food on the table. Back in my day, we could only eat meals like yours for New Year's.
Just because you've gone through that doesn't mean I can't suffer too.
You need to understand the value of work. Your dad has to pay for your art classes by himself now. Haven't you considered that?
But Mom put me in painting classes, and it's one of the only things that makes me happy.
Listen, I just want what's best for you. Think about it, okay?
Dang. It's definitely a lot, and I'm actually like considered like, you know, a younger sibling. So I mean, definitely I don't deny that like it's much harder for like, you know, my older siblings. I definitely don't deny that. Oh, the sun and the moon, just like her and her mom. But yeah, like I don't like, it's definitely like a lot more because they feel like they have to take on more of a responsibility to help, especially, you know, considering that they are older and that they feel like they have sort of that duty, or not even duty. It's not like a forced kind of duty, but it's like they feel like they have to, you know, now that there's like much more help that needs to be around and that responsibility to kind of step up and help up. So I definitely can see that. He's asleep. Who are you? You sure know how to keep a lady waiting. Is this the last train? You could keep exploring, but no one else will know a thing about making noodles. You know how to make long noodles? You mean longevity noodles? I'm the one who created the original recipe. But I'm missing one of the ingredients. All I know is that your mother told me to give you this. Wood ear mushroom. She remembered. I feel terrible. Of course she did. She's your mom. The long noodles represent a long life. That's why you eat it on your birthday. And yes, my family actually does this as well. So we'd get like some noodles as well, as like, you know, sort of food to eat on our birthday to like symbolize long life. This is your mother's final gift to you, a reminder of your Chinese heritage. You can get through this, May. Your mother told me you're a strong woman. People keep telling me that after she died, but I didn't do anything. I just begged the universe, my friends, whatever god there might be, that she would come back. I wish I knew right where Dad's favorite udon noodles are. I wish I knew how to celebrate my identity like how she did, knowing the right amount of sesame oil to add to wontons, navigating 99 Ranch like my home, preserving my culture for the next generation. Not live in an empty house of people who forgot Mom as she was, spirited and wise, who taught me how to hold a paintbrush. But you did do something. You're carrying on her heritage and taking care of yourself. That's what she would have wanted. What do you want to do now? I mean, I'm kind of like a believer in that, like, you know, when it's the time, you know. And as much as I would want to stay here longer, I eventually will probably have to go home. So, I mean, I do want to maybe at least see. Maybe there's a chance if I stay here longer that I'll be able to see her. I want to learn more about, yes, paintings, and hear Grandma share stories about Mom. I wish I could give you more time, but you need to get home soon. After you've mixed the noodles, you've done all that you need to do. There's a bowl at the end of the train. Okay. Oh, I was here. I was like, wait, I was about to pass it. Remember carefully. So, yellow, blue, red. Yellow, blue, red. Nice. Mixed. Uh-oh. Oh, now we're here. Who's this? Wait, this is the fridge.
Mom? Is that you?
Oh shoot, there's voice acting.
Happy birthday, May.
I can't believe you're here. So much has happened ever since you left. I need you back.
You know I can't leave.
But why did it have to be so soon? Why couldn't you stay for my graduation or be there for my robotics final?
I wish I could have stood by you through all of those moments.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I never appreciated how you took extra shifts to put me through art class. I'm sorry I don't help Dad enough. I'll do anything for you back, please.
You don't have to be sorry for anything. Do you remember the first time I made you noodles? You in the 3rd grade, so small and curious. The store ran out of bean sprouts and you suggested wood ear mushrooms. From then on, that ingredient became our tradition. Our cultural heritage is shaped by these small moments. You've always been a part of that.
I'm everything I am today because of you. I never thanked you for making kanji for me when I was sick, or for believing in my paintings.
Don't worry. Just knowing that I'll always be in your heart brings me peace.
Thank you, Mom, for everything. I wish we could have dinner together one last time.
I'm sorry for leaving so soon.
You did more than enough for me. You were the greatest mom I could have asked for.
May, I want you to keep painting. Ask Dad to take you to that New Order concert. Live like you did before my passing, spirited and open.
I don't know if I can do that without you.
I'll always be with you. It looks like this is your stop. I love you. Always.
I love you too. Goodbye, Mom.
Yeah, I didn't want to I didn't want to speak during that. Oh. Oh. It's sweet. You know, like, I feel like, at least in my case, I wouldn't I give to at least talk to him one more time. Talk to, like, you know, like my family, like, one more time. I think, like, I would think back and think, like, what would I give in order to have, or talk to that family member, like, one more time. Be able to hear, you know, hear what they have to say. And having that would be like, you know, very reassuring. Like that, you know, in a way it's kind of like acceptance of, you know, like how things are. It can relieve any like weights left on your shoulders, because it's like, you know, that feeling of like, you know, like acknowledging that, you know, they're okay and that you will be okay and that you can continue moving forward, and that reassurance that like you can continue living life, you know, continue living life just as you did before, even if, you know, they aren't there anymore. That, you know, their passing doesn't mean it's the end of all of the memories and all of the adventures or stories or just anything. Like, it doesn't mean that it's the end, and that you can still continue, and that they'll just be there supporting you from afar. So I think that's a very sweet moment, and it's definitely a moment that what would I give in order to also be able to hear what they have to say, to get that sense of closure, that sense of just hearing what they have to say, you know. Like, that's a powerful moment, I think. Scoop a small spoonful of mixing to the center, then use your spoon to connect the wrapper, like this. But how do we add the soup? Some of the filling will become the soup. All we have to do is wrap the rest of these and steam them. Wanna try? Okay, let's go. Okay, we got the wrapper, the filling, fold, and then place. Okay. Oh, oops. I've never actually made these from hand. I've helped to make maybe like lumpia or egg roll, lumpiang Shanghai, which are like egg rolls. Oh shoot, which way? Which way? Oh. Okay. I was like, oh no, I don't have the guide anymore. Come on. There we go. I think I'm supposed to drag. But yeah, I would make this with like my family. Come on. Where do I go? Oh, okay. I just have to drag it slowly. And these were fun memories. They would make like all sorts of things, like spring rolls. They'd make regular lumpia, like the wraps with like lettuce and some good like vegetables and stuff. So it's nice. That's perfect. I knew my girl was a fast learner. After dinner, can we go to the pool? Ask Grandma, she can take you. But I want you to go with me. I have to clean up after dinner. Pretty please, I messed up. Please, pretty please. Okay, how about this? If you clean up with me, we can all go together. Yes, Grandma, Mommy said she can go to the pool with us today. Don't go so fast. We have to finish these dumplings first. Dumplings. Where did you learn to make such yummy food? Your grandmother taught me. Who taught Grandma? Her mom taught her. One day you'll teach your kids. May, I want to talk to you about school tomorrow. You're starting the 6th grade. Don't remind me. Middle school is going to be even more challenging, but I know you can get through it. I was looking through my stuff today when I found a card you wrote me when you were in 2nd grade. Your teacher had you all write letters for Mother's Day. You said you were lucky to have me as a mom, but really, I'm lucky to have you. I get to have a little girl who's the brightest person in every room. Us moms are always thinking about how we can raise our kids better, if our kids will be good people or smart. Am I good? Yes, except when you steal your sister's toys, like you did with her stuffed koala. Hey, she stole my doll first. You asked the question, didn't you? May, don't forget how brightly you shine. You see the world with all this care. Don't let that go. You really think so? Of course. I want you to know how much I love you is all. Aww. Oh, here we go. We're making the recipe. Noodles. Oh. Soy sauce. Use the sauces to your liking. Alrighty. I like it saucy. Extra saucy. And veggies and toppings. Top it off with some veggies. Oh shoot, okay. That's it. I like mushrooms, so a lot of mushrooms. Aww. Oh yay. I think this is like, very sweet. And again, like, at least in the case for like families that they do care, the way that they show how they care, it kind of varies. Based on how they show it. But I think this was really sweet, and I think for like, especially like a lot of parents, it's like they don't want their kids to have to like change how they are. However, like, as you saw, like with her, like she's very bright, she's very like chipper as like, a kid, and then like seeing her in her current, in May's current worldview, it's definitely been like a little jaded in a way with how things have turned out. And of course, like you can't stop like how the world kind of also helps in a way inadvertently. The environment of the world around us like shifts and kind of makes people change in that way. But this is like, like that's kind of just like, again, like recognizing, this is what she would want for her daughter in this case. It's like she wants her to continue being how she is, that she's like, a light, and that her light shouldn't be dampened by, what the world throws her way. And I think that kind of again goes back to how like, the other family members wanted her to like, talk to her about her mom, is that, she doesn't want her light to be put out, by, stuff that happens, no matter how much it may hurt. Continuing to like move on is like, what, or like, being able to like move on but hold on to those memories. Of course, like moving on doesn't mean holding on, doesn't mean like getting rid of those memories. No, it's like moving on is accepting and holding on to those memories and continuing to live life, because that's definitely what that person would have wanted, what her mom would have wanted, is for her to continue living as she had. Yeah. Ooh, it's dark. Oh, we're waking up. And now we're not in the sunset. We're back in the blue sky. Eee.
I went to 99 Ranch the other day. My first time there without you. Did you feel emotional the first time you came to America? You must have been so excited to find an Asian supermarket and not just one exotic shelf in the grocery store.
There's so many of those, man.
I walked past the aisles. The lychee jellies you used to buy me as a kid.
Oh, I love lychee
The
jellies.
grandmas gossiping at the produce section. All those times I used to sneak Hello Panda in our shopping cart.
Oh my god, I love Hello Panda and Koala Marching.
I didn't know what brand of udon to buy. I tried to call you, but you couldn't answer.
That's literally me.
Then a lady came up to me. She grabbed udon off the shelf and told her daughter, "This one is my favorite."
Oh.
And just like that, I knew you were watching over me. I don't know how things are going to change, but I'll keep painting. I'll help Dad take care of Amy. I'll take everything you've given me and continue to love our family. I'm hopeful for the future, and all it took was a taste of the past.
Aw, there's the title right there. But oh my god, I can relate. This is sweet, but like, oh my god, I can relate to like having to call like, my family and be like, what kind of vegetable again? What kind of sauce or what brand do you want for like the dish? If I would be out by myself, I was like, I don't know which one. So I'd have to call and ask, just to make sure, because I don't want to have to like, have them go back. It's like, oh, never mind, I'll do it. And I'm just like, no, I tried. But yeah. But that was a taste of the past. It is definitely a very nice game to kind of play through. And I do think, it is like, a very nice and sweet story that kind of goes into reminiscing, the past through food, as well as, one's connection to the past with, you know, through food. Like, I think, you know, like, you know, the small things that you kind of live through in life, whether it be like music, food, or just, you know, something like that you feel like is like something that you experience in your day to day, and you have like, you know, such connections to it that you may not realize at that point in time, until, you know, something causes it to have even more meaning or amplifies that meaning. And I think it is like, you know, a very like nice story where it goes into grieving and dealing with the loss of a very like, you know, important loved one, and, you know, kind of like that mental process and cycle that one may go through. And again, like, you know, grieving in itself comes in waves, just like how my therapist would say as well, is that, you know, it comes in waves. It's very natural for that to occur. You know, people experience or process things differently, and, you know, it's okay, and that, you know, your feelings are valid in how you're expressing them. But I feel like once you've kind of hit that point where like you can begin to accept is the point where you can begin to accept is the point where you can start to move on. And moving on, again, as I said before, it doesn't mean that you have to forget everything that happened, or, you know, try to push back all of those like negative feelings that you may be feeling, or the sadness you may feel, like any painful memories. Like, it doesn't mean you have to push that back. It doesn't mean you have to forget, like, you know, it doesn't mean you have to give up, you know, certain foods or certain music, or, you know, any of that. Like, you don't have to forget or like just never touch again. It's means that you can hold on to those and, you know, in a way like process and be like, this was a good memory that, you know, I had with this person, and really just, you know, kind of get like, you know, a better sense of, you know, like, it amplifies its meaning. I feel, you know, like, it amplifies the meaning of like, you know, what it means to me and how much it did mean to me. And it's just a very powerful kind of way of looking at it as well, you know, is that, you know, it's not that people like leave you with like nothing. Like, you know, all of these like, you know, memories that you may have, these small connections that you may make, you know, it's definitely not something that you need to let go of. But it definitely just means that, you know, its meaning and its relation to you has amplified, and that you can kind of recognize that more easier. And so that's what I really like about this game, because it goes into this and to the overall just the process of it. I think it's a very good story. A lot of it was very relatable as well. I myself go to like to go to a 99 ranch, you know, get some snacks. I think I mentioned that in the beginning, and so when she mentioned it, I was like, oh my god, like getting some snacks, getting like, you know, our groceries. And it's just, you know, and sometimes in some places, I know that like some 99 ranches, they have like, you know, foods, hot foods that you can get right there, or like a bakery and stuff like that. And yeah, like very relatable, very relatable. But yeah, that was a taste of the past. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Hopefully I will be playing a lot more games and being able to like make videos for them. But thank you so much, and I hope you have a good one. See you next time.